My friends and I used to go caving, camping and climbing at Box Caves, where we would drive to Box Hill and park 3/4 way down the hill and drive in left and park near the entrance cattle gates, near the road. It's always dark, but not too dark. We need a little light to guide us through the path, in case we fell on a slip path that was muddy or fell in a hole. There were muddy hills everywhere, above and below, landslides. But this time was different. Once we got to the entrance of the cave, we found that the entrance had been sealed by the local military by a huge alloy barred gate. My friends and I decided to camp up and chill for a while and have a bite to eat and a hot drink. We chatted and laughed and took the piss out of each other for a couple of hours, when suddenly there was a rustle in the darkness. We put it down as a badger or a fox or maybe a rabbit, so I thought nothing else of it. I continued talking to my mates when suddenly I heard this noise again. This time it was louder and heavier than before, like heavy, deep, thudding footsteps. And then without warning, a loud guttural growl came from the darkness from where I heard the sound. And these glowing orange, red eyes. And the most terrifying part of it was they were staring straight and directly at us. The moon was bright that night and full. My friends and I decided to pack up and start heading back to the car, which was about 35 minutes away from where we sat up and set up camp. We put our bags and gear on our backs and did a wide berth away from where we heard the sound come from, and the footsteps could be heard as we started walking away. My friends started running at this point, but I stood my ground. I was terrified, I won't lie, but didn't run away. Suddenly, out from the darkness came this huge wolf-like creature, at least 8 feet tall. I would describe it as a werewolf from Underworld, but this thing was bigger and much more muscular. I decided to run at a slow pace, careful not to trip over or hurt myself if I fell. Suddenly, the beast leapt upon me from my right side and held me violently to the muddy ground, with a human-clawed talon holding me over my chest, growling and snarling, showing me its sharp teeth and glowing eyes. Its breath wasn't breathtaking, it was overwhelming. My breathing became heavy as the beast put a single clawed talon finger and tore across my left cheek. I felt the blood trickle from the wound it left down my face. At this moment, we were nose to nose. I could feel the wetness of his nostrils. I must have blacked out at this point. Before the darkness came over me, I heard a huge, ear-piercing howl, and then darkness fell over me. I woke up with my friends surrounding me. They were saying they had been trying to look for me for almost an hour. The 4 of us walked to the car and drove off. I opened the window and heard that death-defying howl again. That night, I lied in my bed. I couldn't sleep. Why? I don't know. Moments later, I had a blackout again. When I woke, I looked around My room had been torn apart. My window, bedroom window that is, was smashed. Claw marks up my wall. My bed sheets and pillows was torn apart. And my door, well, it wasn't a door anymore. And as I closed my eyes and tried to relax myself, I opened them and saw that my cat